Success!
Don't let me down.
Success! What is happening, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. What you guys just saw there is I logged into the BMW Z4 profile under Bimmercode to code my Supra to start in sport mode. Turns out there's actually way more options when you use the Z4 profile rather than the Toyota Supra profile to code the Supra in Bimmercode. All right, guys, so today's gonna be a little bit of a different type of video. We are heading to Molinaro, which is a pretty cool dealership here in Charlotte, North Carolina. A good friend of mine works there, and I wanted to check out some of their cars. They also have a Long Beach Blue M2, which I thought would just be interesting to show you guys. The color in general is beautiful. From what he tells me, there's a few other interesting cars that I want to check out there. I'm not buying anything right now, but we're just going to look. We're gonna go have a little look-see. It should be a good day. It's gonna be a laid-back vlog. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video, grab yourself a cup of coffee. I suggest getting a nitro cold brew. Enjoy the video, it's gonna be good.
Don't let me down.
Still riding that stock tune right now. We got a few things coming in to go along with the Ecutech tune, but we're doing a bunch of really cool stuff. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Gonna be weird getting back in an M2, N55 M2. This is a non-comp version M2, but it is the Long Beach Blue, which is just like, ooh. But this dealership, Molinaro in general, has a lot of really, really cool cars. So if you're in Charlotte and you're looking for something a little bit different than your average dealership, something a little bit nicer, some supercars, sport car oriented dealership, Molinaro is definitely the place to go. You guys check it out. Such a sick dealership. So updates with the Supra right now. I've got a lot of things coming in, literally boxes and boxes in my second garage of car parts for this car. Right now it's the holidays, so a lot of shops, they're either not open or they're just slammed trying to get stuff done before Christmas. And then obviously when it comes to shipping, a lot of things are delayed right now, but finally some of the bigger things that I've been waiting on for this car are starting to show up. So we're gonna see some pretty cool progress here with the Supra in the next couple of weeks. I'm stoked. Anyways, you guys, we're pulling up to Molinaro right now. Let's see what they got in the showroom for us. All right, so we are at Molinaro Motorsports here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where they have this beautiful Long Beach Blue BMW M2. I'm gonna hop in it, go for a drive. It's been a while since I've been in an M2, let alone a manual M2. This is the exact same spec as what I had. Obviously mine was the Alpine White. This one is the Long Beach Blue. The paint is immaculate on this car. If you guys are in the market for a BMW M2, this is the place to come. It has the 437Ms, but they've been powder coated like gunmetal. It looks really, really good. As you guys know, on my M2, my wheels were powder coated all gloss black. I do have to say though, this gray looks really nice on the Long Beach Blue. It's the perfect amount of contrast. In general, this car is beautiful. So let's hop in it, go for a little drive. I'm excited to drive a manual. It's been a little bit, but what better car to experience that in, again, than an M2. All right, so this looks familiar. Very, very familiar sight. Drop the seat down a little bit here. This is so funny. It's literally the exact same spec as my M2, just in the Long Beach Blue. I do have to say that this BMW manual transmission is really easy to drive. So even if you haven't driven manual in a while, you'll have no problem hopping in this car and getting right back into it. Oh man, what a throwback. What a throwback. Clutch feels good, transmission feels smooth. Oh, the rev matching, I miss it. I do miss it. It's definitely a lot different than the Supra. Obviously, like my M2 was heavily modified, and then I went into a stock Supra, but having a very modified Supra and going into a stock M2 is really interesting. It's definitely something that you have to get used to, but it's nice being back in a manual car. I do have to say, I really did miss being able to go through those gears. Oh, it's such a nice car though, stock. Like these cars are so impressive. All right, let's get out and take a look at this thing, kind of show you around, show you what the paint looks like. I will say right off the bat, this car is in killer condition. God, that Long Beach Blue, beautiful. So now you guys can tell the wheels are a gunmetal finish, and they look really good. They look really good. I wasn't sure if I'd dig that, but to be honest with you, on this Long Beach Blue, that color combo is gorgeous. And if I hadn't done the Alpine White, man, this would have been the one. This definitely would have been the color. It's just such a good looking car in general. I think if I were to do it again, I'd probably experiment with the M2 competition chassis. But if you are just like starting out in the BMW world and you want to get into a 2 Series, I think the N55 M2 is definitely the way to go. You guys obviously saw all my videos that I made on my M2. I had a blast driving and modifying this car, and it really taught me so much about the 2 Series chassis. So a few things to point out: it's got the gloss black kidney grills, obviously the gunmetal, all gunmetal wheels. It's got the black side grills. It is completely stock suspension. It has not been tampered with at all. Stock rear, stock spoiler. Interior is beautiful as well. It's obviously got the leather and the dry carbon. Very, very clean engine bay. Like I said, 100% stock. Me personally, when I buy cars, I like to buy them stock. Some people like to buy them modified, but me personally, I like a completely stock car when I buy a new platform. If I were to do an M2 again, it would probably be an M2 competition, and it would probably be in Long Beach Blue. There's just something about this color in person that is like breathtaking. It's so gorgeous. Anyways, huge thank you to Molinaro for lending me this M2 for an hour or so just to make some content on it, show you guys some of their inventory, and drive an OG manual M2 again. I just kind of figured, why not? That could be interesting content for you guys. It's been a while since I've been back in a manual M2. It feels really nice. I do prefer my Supra, to be entirely honest. I prefer my Supra over this M2, but it is somewhat nostalgic to be back in a BMW M2. If you've never driven an M2, you just have to drive a manual M2. They are so fun to drive. Even completely stock, they're just such fun cars. This would make the perfect daily driver. Just completely stock, not tampered with. Honestly, just like the perfect daily driver car. Not to mention the sound of that N55. Such a good sounding car. All right, so there you guys have it. If you're in the market for an M2, here is a beautiful one, driven and tested by ya boy. Comes with 2 keys too. I only got one with my M2. But now that this thing is out in the sun, you guys can really see that Long Beach blue. This thing was definitely paint corrected and ceramic coated. You can tell just by feeling it. There isn't a single nick, scratch, dent, ding on this entire car. The car is also PPF'd as well. That's something that I noticed. Looks like the fenders are PPF'd, the hood is PPF'd, the bumper is PPF'd, the mirrors are PPF'd, the pillars are PPF'd, the front part of the roof is PPF'd, the rear quarters are PPF'd. That much PPF on a car in general is very expensive, and it's pretty rare to be able to find cars like that are PPF'd correctly with the paint in this good of condition. It's in much better condition than my white one was. This is in better condition than my Supra is. My Supra is a 2020. So if you guys are interested in this M2, make sure you hit them up. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is gonna be here long. Just based on the price and how clean it actually is, I really don't see this being on the lot for that long. It's also a manual, which is rare. They're gonna have no problem selling this thing. So you guys can check out their lot out here as well. A lot of different cars, Range Rover, Mercedes, Ferrari, Maserati. There's also this BMW E93, which is actually a manual. Pretty interesting. Want to dabble in that S65 life? You can do it right here in a convertible. But yeah, they have a lot of different options here. It's very interesting. A lot of nicer cars on the inside. Got a Porsche 911 right here in chalk white, I believe. Beautiful carbon ceramic brakes. Beautiful, but also very expensive. But this is a really, really cool spec. And then obviously inside you have the nicer supercars. So here we are in the showroom. As you can tell, we have a lot of different stuff going on. Beautiful BMW M5, Corvette, older Corvette, Lamborghini Huracan, R8, R8 convertible, a couple Porsches, McLaren, Mercedes, Bentley in the back, and some bikes even. But right here, obviously we have this Silverstone M4, which is what I wanted to show you guys. It's a beautiful spec M4. It is a competition. You can tell obviously by the competition wheels. It's got some carbon fiber bits up front, the all black kidney grills. I believe this is a 2016 competition interior, seats. It is a DCT model, but the Silverstone paint is like mind-blowing. Just a beautiful, beautiful paint. And then it has the competition rear carbon fiber spoiler, black M4 badge. This is a sick spec. So if you guys are looking for an M4 or the M2, obviously give them a shout. I'm gonna have all their information down below, but yeah, some really, really nice cars in here. So then we have this Mercedes Brabus G550 4x4 square wrapped in this crazy reflective chrome orange. What? Dude, this thing is massive. It really puts it into perspective when you put it next to a normal G-Wagon. But this thing is insane. This would be goals if I could afford it for a daily. Pretty nuts. I'm not crazy about the color, but it is a sick car. Over here we have a white M760, which I do have to say this thing is super long. It's got the V12 in it. This is basically like a living room, I guess, on wheels, you could say. It's got like an iPad control center down there, and then these screens on the back of the seats. What in the world? Wow, that is like ultimate luxury from BMW. Well, you guys get the idea. They clearly have a lot of cars to choose from in here. Very cool dealership. All right, so huge shout out to the guys over at Molinaro. Such a cool dealership, a lot of neat cars. Make sure you guys check them out. I'm gonna leave all their information down below, but we're gonna wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, comment down below, like this video, hit that bell notification. Just like that, this video is over, and we're out.